I'm going to be streaming for about 2 hours today. I'm pretty excited about it. Let's see. So today, let's go to our to-dos. On the roadmap, I have a solvent. Oh my goodness. How quick are you here? Hi. I like literally just pressed the go button like a second ago. How's it going? Um, what are you up to today? Uh, so today, let's see. Trying to get my to-dos. Oh yeah, we're gonna make like a little like toast notification. That's probably what we'll spend like a good amount of time on, like probably the next half an hour, 40 minutes. Mastering Docker today and taking a break to watch here for a bit. Oh, that's nice. Um, Docker, that sounds really, really cool. I keep wanting to get into Docker because it sounds like the best thing ever, but I always like hit a little like hiccup here or there and then I stop. I think that the main problem I have is I haven't done enough DevOps for it to become a problem. And I think that's what makes it easier to learn new technology is once something else gets painful enough, um, you you want to learn that technology. But if it's not painful yet, it's like, oh, might as well do it the manual way. But that's really cool. Docker seems like the place to be right now. Um, yeah. So I'm working on this. I like so for some reason I started making like a toast notification library from scratch yesterday instead of just like searching for one. Um, so that's been fun. So I'll show you what that looks like so far. So if you go to the site and you try to save a thing that you can't save, it's going to pop this up. User not authorized to save data. It's kind of cool. Um, then it collapses and disappears and then says this. Um, Christine element is not defined. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So I got this from a user posted this thing yesterday. I forked this from someone. I'm sure if I search, oops, no, I didn't want that. I'm sure if I search this in Google, the original will come up. Maybe this is the original? Yeah, this looks like the original. Yeah, so this is the original. And they have a space for an icon here, but they don't have an icon. So I added the icon, and I'm like messing around with a few other things to make it easy and reusable, and I'm turning it into an npm package. So that'll probably be a decent amount of time today. So let's see, Christine element. Um, oh, yep. Huh. I wonder where it's saying it's undefined. Let's see. Oh, right here. Oh, huh? Steeny. Oh, okay. Because I no longer have access to that in there. So I have to get it. I have to get it again. Okay, so I'm gonna just grab this here, and then I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna say if Christine element. I don't think I really need to do this check because I don't know why the element wouldn't be here right now. Because I literally just inserted it here and I'm not removing it. So I guess we could just probably assume that it's there, right? I guess we'll assume that it's there because we just inserted it. So if it's not there, something went seriously wrong. Um, yeah. But I feel like in some cases it's okay to just kind of, like if you say like, var x equals 1 plus 1, then you can kind of assume that you have x. So like I'm inserting this HTML here into the body. So I feel like if something goes wrong here, there's something super wrong with the library in general. So maybe it's okay if an error pops up. Like if there's not a document body, then that's a problem. you know, like more than just this library. So I think I'll assume that it's there. I'm going to remove this. Okay, so let's see if this works now. Oh no, I might be, oh, you know what it is? I think I have it on Wi-Fi, and then I also have like the regular, I have it plugged in too. Maybe this should be better. So now I'm not on Wi-Fi, I'm just on the corded setup. Tell me if that gets a little bit better. I thought I got all those problems fixed, but yeah, Wi-Fi could have been the problem here. How are you doing now? Is it still losing frames? If it's losing frames a little, let me know, because there's one other thing I can do. I guess I'll keep talking to make sure that maybe the audio. Okay, you know what? So I'm not plugged in right now. I'm gonna plug in real quick because that can affect the what do you call it? You know, the power, I forget, the cores or whatever. Yeah, like Macs try to get all fancy and like save power and won't allocate as much power to like you know, the cores or I don't know, the graphics card. Okay, so maybe that, hopefully that fixes it. Okay, so now I'm going to save this. I get this, boom bada boom, and then it's going to disappear. Okay, so one thing I want to do is make it so like if I do this, oops. Okay, yeah, good. So if I do that, and if I do it like twice in a row, see I get 2. Okay, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I don't want to get 2 in a row, so I think I need to prevent that somehow. Also, I'm going to make this a Git repository. So I think I have this, yeah, in Christini. So let's get this as a library, a simple toast notification, create this, go here to make sure there's nothing extra in here. Okay, great. And we're going to also create a git ignore file. And we're just going to add ds store because that's like a Mac thing. We don't need to ignore node modules yet because hopefully we're not going to have any dependencies here. So I don't know. I think that's fine for now. So just say create git ignore. We're going to publish this. We're going to make it public, and then let's also. Oh no. Oh no. I have to pause my stream just for a second. I'll be right back. Sorry, I'm just getting an important call. Yep, thank you. Sorry. Thank you guys. Okay, cool. So I don't want to create an npm package yet. I want to get, yeah, hey, welcome to the stream, Flip. How's it going? So I want to make it, I want to prevent more than one of these coming up at the same time. So I'm going to say like let is Christini activated, and I'm going to say false. And then in here, I'm going to just set that to true. And I'm going to say if it is activated, then I'm going to just return here. So I'm just like not going to do anything. And then it's going to be activated in here. And then I think right here, so whenever we remove it, I can just set this to false. So then I'll just put this up here. I don't know, this is like really super badly organized code, but I'm just trying to get this done quickly because it's just like a super quick toast notification. I don't expect it to be used widely or anything. So let's do that, do it again. Now we don't get more than one, but once it's gone, maybe a few more seconds. Let's see, is it still there? It's not still there. So we should be able to, oh wait, we're not setting it to false again after this all completes. Okay, this is where we want to put this. We're going to put this in the function. So we want to say down here. Okay, cool. So now let's refresh. 1, 2, 3, refresh, enter. Okay, now that comes up, and then it should fade out, disappear. Now, boom, we can do it again. But if we try to trigger it while this one's up, nothing's going to happen. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's make it like a new to-do list that's just like toast. And we'll archive that one, that to-do. So the thing we just got done is don't allow more than one. Then I want to say like get the timings right. So it's a little weird working with set timeout in combination with like transform, or what are they called? The keyframes animations, like CSS animations, because you kind of have to, so like the CSS animation is, I think, more reliable than set timeout. Like I think it's, but I'm actually not sure anymore. I think it is. I think in general it is more, it's definitely going to happen first, right? So like if you set a CSS animation to be like 5 seconds, and then you set a set timeout to be 5 seconds, I think the set timeout is always going to happen after the CSS animation, just because there's other JavaScript running on the main thread usually, right? So usually a set timeout isn't going to happen exactly 5 seconds after. It's going to happen a little bit extra. Maybe it's going to be 5 seconds and a few milliseconds, right? So I think the idea here is that we want to like set a animation to like take like 0.5 seconds, for example, and then we want our timeout to be, you know, like a total of 0.5 seconds after that. So like, for example, this entire animation here with the show class, it takes, you would think by this, it takes 0.5 seconds, but actually the longest animation is this part. You know what, do these happen? I guess they happen in order, huh? So it fades in. Is this how animation works? I would think maybe these would be simultaneous, but I don't know very much about animation. So the way it's happening, I think it's fade in, then it's expanding, then it's staying, then it's shrinking. Oh, no, okay, here it is. Okay, these are simultaneous, but the second values is the delay. So it's fading in, Then after it fades in, right? So that's this 0.5 seconds delay is the time that this fade in takes. After that, it's expanding for 0.5 seconds. So in total, it takes 1 second to come in. Hey, Bloodluster. Hey, Angel of Light. And then we have the second delay, right? 1 second delay. And so that's going to happen after the fade in and after the expand. So then it's going to stay for 3 seconds. Then it's going to shrink after all that happens, right? So we have a delay of 4 seconds. So the 4 seconds is going to be this plus this. So that's after everything else happens. Why does it say only 2 people? I don't know. It looks like we've got a few viewers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people. So I don't know. Yeah, that's weird. I have no idea. That's weird. I have no idea. So then here, so this one, the shrink is going to happen after all of these previous ones, and then 4.5 seconds, that's just this. So in order to make sure each animation happens after the last one, they're just adding up the previous animation's time, the delay and the actual animation time, and adding it as the delay for the next one. So you see 0.5 seconds, and then we put that as the delay for the next one, and then we're going to add these together to create the delay for the next one, and then we're going to add these two together to create the delay for the next one, and then we're going to add these two together to create the delay for the next one. So that makes sure that they happen each after each other. I'm glad I went through that because I actually didn't understand that for a while. Okay, so the total animation time for the entire thing is 5 seconds total. So after all of that happens, we remove the Christini show class. So see, we have the set timeout after 5 seconds. So this is after we insert the Christini HTML into the page. Then we're going to wait 5 seconds, and then we're going to remove the show class. And removing the show class does what? Let's see. So if we go up to Christini, I don't know. Does it do anything? Let's search. How many animations do we have? We have this animation and that animation. So we only have 2 animations, and I added this one. This is just for the close button to fade in. So if we go back to the page, what happens after it comes up? So it comes up, and then it shrinks. Oh, okay, I got it. So that's this part. So actually, the 5 seconds, after the 5 seconds are up, and we remove the show, we actually don't have to remove the show class. We can just remove the element. So we don't have to wait these extra 2 seconds. We can just remove the element after the 5 seconds because that's after it's already faded out and shrunk. And I'm pretty positive that the set time is always going to happen after the CSS animation. I'm pretty positive about that, but I'm not 100%. Okay, so we'll just remove the element after that. So let's see what that looks like. So it should be no difference than what it was before. If the element just all of a sudden disappears, that's bad. Ooh, did you see that last part? I don't know what that was about. I don't think that was caused by anything we just did. Let's make sure. So I'll save it how it used to be. I think that was a bug all the time. So let's look at the end of this. Fades out, it goes up. No. Huh. Okay, let's try one more time. It goes up here, and then goes back down. Okay, but if we do our code, so we remove the Christini element right after, oh wait, no, yeah, we shouldn't have to remove the show class, because the show class is saying it's visible, but it should already be faded out. So if we look at fade out, we're making that last 0.5 seconds. So in total, all these animations, we already said, they're lasting 5 seconds. This one, yeah, it should be completed. I guess we could wait 5.5 seconds or 5.2 seconds or something just to make sure. But let's try this one more time. So let's just make sure we have the bug back. So at the end of this animation, we should see a little glitch. It goes up, goes up. Nope, no glitch. Okay, so I don't know what that was. Shrink, goes up. Huh. I don't know. I guess we could wait until we see it again and then fix it at that point. Hey, Special Elite Sniper, how's it going? Or Elite SNP Sniper, I think. How's it going? What are you up to? What are you interested in? We're making a toast notification right now. Okay, so one other thing I want to do is I want to add a fade out. So after a delay of 4.5 seconds, I want to do a simple fade out. The naming of this is not great, but we'll just say from, and we don't need the 90% for this one. We can do from to, and we're going to do opacity 0, opacity 1. Okay, so it did not help you figure it out. Whether you have an account or not seems to matter, and it's possible that it could be a concurrent user count. So if people pop in and out, they might not be in the average. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay, so we're going to do the simple fade out. It's kind of like a hobby, but I'm hoping that it turns into something more. And it's like my part-time job pretty much, because I've organized my life so that I have time to work on this. So I eventually expect to make some money off of it, but it's not like required right now. I'm just kind of doing it as an open source thing right now. So we're going to do the fade out on this. I think we'll do 0.5 seconds, and we'll do a delay of 4.5 seconds. I'm curious, Special Elite Sniper, why you ask? Are you just like wondering like how serious the project is? Let's see if this fades out. It does kind of, so the X fades out a little bit better now, but let's actually have it start fading out after 4 seconds. So this will line up with the shrinking. So it should be fading out as it's shrinking. I think that'll be a little bit better. We might even want to make it 3.5. Yeah, I think 3.5 is going to actually work better here. So let's do that. We'll refresh this. Okay. Here we go. We got the X, and then fades out, shrinks. Oh, and it comes back at the end. I was thinking how you make a living, since this is an open source. Okay, yeah. So I work, the reason I don't stream Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is because I have a part-time job. So I work like 8 or 9 hours a day, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And sometimes I even work for the whole week. You know, like if there's crunch time at the company I work for, sometimes I have to work for the whole week and I work long hours. So most of the time it's just Monday to Wednesday, and then I have Thursday and Friday to work on side projects, which I'm eventually hoping to make me some income, and ideally sometime in the next like couple years I would love to transition to just working on those and not working for another company. So I have a couple side projects along those lines. I have a company called Artistify. If you go to artistify.com, there's like a whole marketplace for freelance illustrators. I built this out over a couple years. And then there's a site for freelancers to set up a services page. And that site's called Request Creative. And you can like create a page with like your logo and a background and everything custom, and you can create multiple bundles to kind of show off your different services and what you do and how long it takes and the timeline for everything. So this is a project that I am going to offer a subscription for and people can pay for. And I'm actually working on the landing page copy for this right now with a freelance copywriter. So there's always going to be a free version of this, but eventually I would like to charge, you know, somewhere around like $5 or $10 a month and then people can use the paid version of this, and maybe I'll end up bringing in, a few $1,000s of side income eventually, once it gets good enough that, people are willing to pay for it. I don't think it's quite there yet, but I think it could get there. And then Remake is the framework that I built Request Creative in, and so it's kind of taken over my life because even though I didn't intend to build a framework, I ended up building a framework. It makes it very, very quick to build web applications. So I'm kind of hoping that once I get Remake finished, or at least like good enough, I'm going to be able to like spit out a new web application like every weekend, and then that's going to give me the ability to bring in even more income. And then eventually down the road, maybe 5 years from now, maybe I have a web service where you can deploy Remake applications very easily, and maybe developers pay for that as well as the users. And the idea would be you could write a little Remake code, just a little HTML and CSS, and then boom, you have a startup that other people can pay for your product for. And it could be anything from like a page builder to like an email builder to a to-do list to like a Trello clone or Kanban board or productivity app or something like that. Anything that would be easy to build with Remake. So I hope that answers your question. So we saw at the end there, it did fade out, but unfortunately it faded back in at the end because the fade out animation only lasts a second. And then even though it's at opacity 0 at the end of the animation, then it goes back to opacity 1. So I think what I want instead is for the fade out to last for, it has to last for the whole time until, oh, that's the problem. Okay, so the problem we were running into earlier is that sometimes, like I was saying, the set timeout might last longer. The set timeout might last longer than the CSS animation. So after the CSS animation, after this fade out completes on the toast, then it's going to fade back in. And so if the set timeout is delayed because there's something else going on the page, or you're switching between pages, it's not going to overlap. Fuck. So I think what I need to do, listen to animation and CSS. I think this is going to be a more reliable way of doing this. Because remember what we learned about, so this was a few live streams ago, maybe like 4 live streams ago, we were talking about how the background tab in Chrome delays JavaScript execution, especially around timers. So if you have timer code, like a set timeout or set interval, Chrome will actually delay that timer. It'll just like kind of put it on pause or make it really slow. So if someone's switching between tabs, right? So say, the toast notification shows up and then they switch to another tab and then they switch back. If the timer is like super delayed by that, what's going to happen is you're going to see the toast notification shrink and fade out. And then you're going to see it fade back in, and it's going to stay for like an extra couple seconds, and then it's just going to disappear. And that's really unprofessional. So instead of doing that, what we could do is listen to the end event for the toast notification, the animation end event, and then we could remove it after that. Now, there's a slight problem with that because there could be possibly, I'm thinking, a slight delay, right? So like the animation event could end, and then it could like tell our code like, hey, I ended, and then it's going to start fading back in just a tiny bit maybe, right? I'm not sure about this, but I think it could, right? I'm not sure it's going to happen on the like same tick, right? So it could start fading back in a tiny bit. So we might, I don't know, we might have to do something about that. I'm not sure. But let's just look at this for a second. So if we look at the animation end event, okay, so we're going to say, can I use animation end? This is going to hopefully give us something. No, maybe just on this page. So animation end. Okay, edge, they don't know. Man, that stinks. Because I think there's like different events. Like, there's the MS prefix, events and whatever. So I don't know if this is going to be well supported. Let's see. Edge, animation, end. Yeah, as of 2017, it looks like it might be an issue. Just like assigned to a bunch of people, and it's confirmed. Okay, so it's confirmed as an issue. Okay, so maybe this isn't the best one. Okay, here we go. Let's look at this one. What do they say? Separate the roles. Yeah, see, they have all the different things they're listening for. Okay, so yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just go with this one. So at least we're using the, the prefixed ones, right? So like it should be supported, So this is like the best we can do, kind of. So what we're going to do is we're going to do, let's see. So as soon as we insert this, then we're going to get the element, and then we're going to do Christini element, add event listener, and oh man, we can't add more than one thing here, right? I'm pretty sure we can't. Multiple add event listener. Yeah, I'm almost positive we can't. You cannot do this. So you have to do this. Okay, so we're going to say add multiple event listeners, and then we're going to pass in an array. And for each of these, let's see, let's search for this, oops, let's search for this part so that we can just get all the words. Okay, so we're going to go to the beginning, add a quote, and add a quote, add commas. Okay, and then we're going to have a callback here. And we're going to say event. Well, is that really going to make sense? Yeah, sure. Okay, so we're like really building this into like a pretty robust library. Ay. Okay, so we're going to say like event names, and we're going to loop through these. So we're going to do for each. We're going to do function, and then we're going to do callback. And we're going to say event name, and then we're going to say, okay, wait, we need the element too. So yeah, the element will be the first argument. So we'll say element, and then add event listener. Okay, so then here we need the element, so we're going to pass in the Christini element. So we got the element, add event listener, and then we're going to say event name, and then we're going to do function, or no, then we're going to just do callback. So just pass it to each one. And then, so we've got this, we've got the event names, then we've got the callback function, and we're going to get the event. So we're going to call this on the element once for every one of these events. Built our own little like jQuery on function here, except it's, a little bit uglier. And then we're going to do, so when that ends, we'll just remove the Christini element. So instead of the set timeout. Okay, so that, as far as I can see, should work, but, I've said that before. Let's go in here, go to console log, do this, boom, boom, boom. And it's back. Okay, so what happened? No errors in the console. And I think, yeah, it's still here. So let's try that one more time. So let's see. We add it. Okay. And then at the end, does anything change? No, it doesn't even try to do anything with it. So my intuition is that this isn't being called for some reason. So let's just check on event names. I'm actually not even sure if these are the right ones. Okay, so it looks like they are kind of right. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like they're right. Okay. So we're gonna console log this, and let's just console log. And oh, you know what it? Wait, Christini. Okay, is the animation on? Christini, it is. Well, it's on this. But yeah, I think it should still. I mean, it's targeting the same element. I feel like it should detect it. Let's see. So detect animation and in JavaScript. Yeah, and let's console log the event name, and let's also console log animation end. Okay, so we're gonna go into here, refresh, click. Okay, so we got that, we got all of those, and then at the end, nothing. So this one's not working, even though each of these event names, I think, are right. Let's look at David Walsh. Oh, this is kind of a nice function. I really like that. Okay. Transition event. Huh. Okay, sure. Let's let's use this. So we're gonna say which transition end, and we're gonna space this how we space the code with 2 spaces. And then we're gonna grab this, and we can put this one out here, and then this one in here, and we're no longer gonna need this one. So I don't even know, I'm not gonna debug that one anymore. I don't even like it. Okay, so we'll go in here and we'll say, I like wrapping it in an if instead. It's just clearer, slightly clearer code to me. So we're gonna do that. And then we'll get this element. Okay, transition complete. Boom, boom, boom. Delete that. Okay, so I think maybe this works. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Refresh, enter, boom, and nope. Okay, so did we get a transition event? Oh no, this is transit. Wait, was I using transition before too? I don't even want to check, but we need the animation event. Okay, here we go. Animation end. So I think it's the same, but let's try it. Let's just search for it just so we get like the official ones. I'm not sure if I was using this before. Okay, so we'll grab all these. I know this isn't like official documented source code, but it's going to be good enough for us for now. I mean, we have WebKit, we have Opera, we have Microsoft, and we have... Oh, we don't have Firefox here. What's the Firefox one? What's the normal prefix for that? We have it here. No. Oh, this one. OMS. I guess Firefox doesn't have one for this. Okay, whatever, that's fine. So we'll grab these, and we're gonna add it. So we're gonna, so this is looking for the key in there, and then it's setting, then it's returning this. So it's looking for this one, okay, and it's returning that one, but I don't know what that first one really is. I'm just kind of guessing based on what they used for the other one. I don't know, I guess we'll try this. I don't know. I mean, this is a little risky, to be honest. Totally. Oh man, this is risky. Okay. Geez. Cross-browser animation and can you just please give me some code, please? Cross-browser. No, this one uses jQuery. I don't want jQuery. Okay, here we go. jQuery again. jQuery and CoffeeScript. That's impressive. Okay. This is overly complicated. Ay. Oh wow. Yeah, so they handle both the transition and the animation one in one. I don't really care about that. Let's look at this one. It's an independent blog. I think, no, it doesn't use jQuery. Okay. Animation and, no, that's transitions. Why can't I just get the animation one? Hey, Oblivionaire, how's it going? What are you up to? Are you working on something more interesting than detecting when the ends of CSS animations happen? Yeah, let us know. Dude, I don't even know. So apparently, okay, so apparently this was from Modernizer. So let's go to the source. We'll go to Modernizer, and we're gonna get the detect for animation, web and CSS animations. Here we go. Polyfill. Okay, let's look at this and this. Let's look at this too. Deprecation. Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's fine to just use the normal one. Maybe we don't even need. Fine. You know what? I'm not gonna make a cross-browser anymore. Man, I have really. Because I honestly think that most modern browsers support this now. I think no, I think all of them do, right? All the modern ones. And I think it's probably going back a while now. It's probably like a good 4 or 5 years now. So whatever. Well, let's just let it be, right? So we'll just try this, and we're gonna assume that it has it. So we're assuming we're working with a relatively modern browser. And let's try this. I don't know what that error was about. Okay, so we got 3 transition complete calls. Really, we want animation. Oh, it's going to fire for every... that's interesting. So it fires 7 times because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 animations on that. I don't know why it fires 7 times. I guess it could be firing for this one. Although that doesn't really make sense to me because it's not on the Crostini element. Okay, so how do we get which animation it was? Animation end. Huh. Okay. Which animation end. We'll go here. Animation end. So it doesn't, I guess it doesn't give you the ability, maybe, to tell which one ended. Oh, here we go. So chained. Yep. So yeah. So they're just suggesting the number of animations. Okay. I mean, I'm okay with that. So let's say so we'll say num animation num, and we'll start off with 0, and then we're gonna do ++ here, and we're gonna say if animation num equals, so I think it's 5. 1, 2, although, if it's counting these animations on this child element, let's see if it, maybe, it can't be based on the selector, right? That's crazy, right? Okay, let's delete that selector just to see. And let's, yeah, let's not do this check yet. And let's just see, maybe we won't get 7 this time. If we don't get 7, I'll be very happy. And confused. We got 7. Okay, so where are the 7 coming from? Because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it has to be this. Let's comment this out. We'll refresh this just to see if these are the animations that are being counted. 3. No. Where are the animations then? Animation, animation. Those are the only ones in the CSS. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How are there 7? It could be counting... No, because I only have keyframes. You don't think it's probably not counting every step of the keyframe as an animation. Let's read up on animation end. End. Oops. Okay, animation end event. Okay, let's look at multiple. animations. Let's see. Oh, okay, original event, and then we can get the animation name. Okay, I'm not sure if that's reliable though. Let's look at this. I like CSS tricks. They're usually pretty reliable. They usually do a good amount of research. Okay. Multi-step animations. That's pretty cool. Multi-step transitions. Wait, is there a better way to do multi-step animations? Ooh. I think there might be. Whatever. We're gonna go with our current solution. Can I search for? Oh, they don't have animation end here. Transition end. Well, I guess we could use this. So the original event animation name. I don't know if that's going to be reliable. Like across browsers. Event, original event animation name. And let's refresh this. Oh yeah. Wait. Huh? I'm not getting it. Does it not reload? Huh. Wait, and I'm still getting transition complete. Where is that coming from? Okay, so it's not reloading. Not sure. Oh, here we go. Oh, yep. Okay, so we'll just say that. We just need a result there. Okay. Cannot read property animation name of undefined. Original, maybe I didn't spell it right. Original event, animation name, event. Yay. Okay, let's look at this. Let's see how well supported it is. Supported in Edge 12. That's kind of good enough for me. Original event. Well, I don't know. Let's look in the console and see what we can find. So do this. Okay, now we have the event. Oh, and it's right on the animation event. Oh, they're using original event because they're using jQuery, right? So if you look here, yeah, they're using $jQuery. That's why you have to look at the original event. But we have the original event. So we can just say event animation name. Okay, so now we'll remove the debugger. We'll refresh the page. We'll look at this. Okay, we've got fade in, expand, stay, shrink, fade out. So we're looking for fade out, and so now we don't need this animation number thing, and we're gonna just say if animation event.animation name is equal to fade out, then we're gonna remove the Christini element. Okay, so let's see if this causes the bug that I thought it might cause, where it fades in just very briefly at the end, like 1 millisecond of fading back in. Let's see, one, right. No, it's gone. So let's try it again. And let's switch to another page. 1, 2, 3. Okay, go back. No, it's just gone. Okay, so it must be like immediate. It might give you, maybe it makes sure, right? Maybe it makes sure there's enough time or something. I don't know. But for now, it looks good. Maybe on mobile or whatever, it's not going to look as good. But we can always address that when we come to it. Again, we just want to make something super simple here. So let's commit this code. We're going to say using animation end event instead of set timeout. Commit this, push that out. Okay, so let's let's prefix these to-dos with toast. So we're going to say don't allow more than one. Get the timings right. Now let's write out a few more to-dos before we continue, because I don't want to get too caught up in this, but I want it to be a decent library. So right now we're adding the styles to the page as soon as the page loads. I'm fine with that, right? So we're just going. Oh, let's add these back in. So we're just. Oh, I think there was a little issue with this. But yeah, so we're adding this. Let's look in general at the library. So we're adding these styles to the page. We're just inserting them before the end of the body. I'm not sure if that's like the best place to put them, but whatever. Putting them at the bottom. Yeah, I guess it's going to be before the element gets inserted, so that's fine. Then we say, is Christini activated? We have this helper function. So let's like set up. We'll just say set up here, and we'll put this at the top. So we have setup, and then so we add it to the page. We set this is Christini activated flag to false. We insert the styles, and then we have this helper function. So we're going to put this at the bottom. Oop, not before the export. This is like not well organized, but that's okay for now. So we'll say close button. Christini. This is definitely how you spell it, right? This would be embarrassing if I spelled this wrong. Okay, cool. So Christini close button. We'll put this at the bottom, but before the helper. And then we're going to say, let's just call it this way. So we'll say pop up a toast notification. We'll say function. Okay. Pop up a toast notification. Okay, so then we say if it's active, if it's already activated, just return do nothing. We'll just say like don't allow more than one toast at the same time. Then we say it's activated here. Then we're going to get the HTML. So we insert the message into that. And then we insert the HTML into the page. So that starts the animations process immediately. And then we get the element from the page, and we add an event listener to it that says animation end. Okay, so there's one thing, there's one piece of cleanup I think we should do here, which is in the helper for removing the Christini element, in here, we're going to say Christini element remove event listener, animation end, remove event listener. I don't think I have to pass in a listener, right? Is that, I guess it's not optional. I guess I do have to. Okay, so we do. So we're gonna say, we're gonna name this function on animation end, and we're gonna put this down here. So as a function on animation end, and we're gonna pass that in here, and we're also gonna pass it in here when we remove the event listener. Okay, cool. So now we're cleaning up things, and I don't know, all caps, uppercase. Caps lock this. I don't know. It's not great documentation, but okay. Okay, so then we're gonna add it and we're gonna remove it. Okay, so let's see if this still works. We'll go into the to-do, boom, pop it up, boom, and closes and is removed. And it can pop up more than once. And if we hit the X button, let's see what happens there. It just removes the element immediately. Okay. And yeah, there's a slight issue with the X fading back in at the very end, which I thought was going to be an issue. So we're doing a simple fade out that's lasting 4.5 seconds. So we need to add 0.5 seconds onto here. And then we're going to go from opacity 1 to 1 to 0. And we're going to set this at, I don't know, something like 30%, so that it starts fading out. Wait, what do we want it to happen? So it taking 5 seconds is fine, because that's going to be the same amount of time the entire animation takes. So we've lined up with that. The whole animation is going to take 1.5 seconds, but we wanted it to fade out earlier. Okay. So we're going to have it start fading out immediately. So yeah, we're going to have the 0 here, and then we're going to set this to 70, because we want it to be totally faded out, like 70 or 80%. So yeah, I think like 75 is actually good, because then that's going to happen, oh no, 0.5. I think 70 is fine. So that's going to happen towards like the last third of it. So the last 0.5 seconds is just filler where it's already faded out. Okay. And this is all rough, you know, it doesn't have to be exact with all this stuff. We're just making sure that the X fades out and stays faded out at the end. Okay, I don't know. That looked kind of good. Let's see, shrinks, fades out. Yeah, that was fine. Okay, so we'll just say move stuff around. Yeah. Super bad commit message, but whatever. Okay, so the next thing, I think we're pretty much good. The thing we do need, though, is these options. So here's where it gets a little difficult, because what options do we want? If we want things like how long the it's going to fade in for, we're going to have to modify this animation property on here, which isn't super hard, right? We can just grab, or we could actually just insert some new CSS, right? Does it actually, it stays for 3 seconds, huh? Let's count this. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, and then it fades out. Okay. I think a default of a little bit longer might be good. So let's increase this. Yeah, this gets into all kinds of stuff. Because, okay, if we modify this 4 seconds, right? Now we have to put the delay here at 5 seconds. And now this delay is 5.5 seconds. And also, our delay here has to go up to 4.5 seconds. So actually, there's a lot more we have to recalculate if we're going to change the amount that it stays by. So maybe we don't worry about that for now. Maybe we just go with the default I like and stick to the promise that we're not going to release this NPM library widely, or if someone else wants to grab it, they can, but they can like modify the source code or whatever. So does that feel right to you guys at all? So let's say you submit this data, and this notification comes up. It says, you're not authorized to save data. And then it fades out like that. That seems about the right amount of time, right? It's like a little long, but I feel like you're not going to pay attention right away, right? Because you're going to be like, oh, I'm saving this data. And then you're going to be like, oh, wait, what's this thing? And then you're going to be like, oh, user not authorized. Oh, okay, got it. And then it fades out. Yeah, I feel like considering that you're going to have to move your attention, which is going to take like a full second, and then you're going to have to realize what it is, and then you're going to have to read it. It might take a total of probably around 2 seconds to decide to read it. And in that process, it's fading in. But then that gives you a good 4 seconds to read it. 3 or 4 seconds to read it. I feel like that's fine. It's a little kind of sucks because it's going to go away. But you can always just repeat the action, I guess, if you want to see it again. It is a little short, actually. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I'm playing around on this page. There's a really busy page. I'm doing all kinds of stuff on it. I go like this, and I'm like, oh, wait, this thing? Okay, user not authorized to save data. I like barely finished reading that. I'm gonna increase it to 5 seconds, where it's actually readable. Yeah, let's just increase everything by 1 more. I'd rather be on the safe side with this stuff, just because it could be important information. And, this is just a play library, right? We're not like building the toast notification of the future, but it's nice to just have it work right. Like be usable. Okay, so that looks pretty good. One other thing I need is, let's see, so some options maybe. So to like make this like a different color, I think, and maybe add a hover style to this. Yeah, let's add a hover style to the close button. So let's say close icon, hover, and we're going to just say opacity 0.8. Okay, let's refresh this. Boom. Hover over it. Nope, that's not good enough. Okay, I guess what I could do instead is have it be I don't know. Oh, you know what I want to do? I want to make the yeah, so let's not do that. Let's not do this. Let's do unhover, and then let's do before, right? Okay, wait, can I do this? Unhover and then before, is that a thing? Element hover before, hover effect for pseudo elements, then before, hover before. Okay, so you can hover before, and then we're going to do hover after, and then we're going to do the background color set to FFF. So it's going to get brighter. let's try this. Boom, boom. Yeah, that's decent. It's not great, but it's decent. And then we can also do just this, and we can do background color darker. So we can do make it black. And let's make it a little lighter by default. And let's make the main area a tiny, tiny, tiny bit. I don't like how these are organized. Max width I put up here, height I put up here, margin there. Visibility can go at the top. Position definitely needs to go at the top. Z-index next to the position. And left, geez, left and right shouldn't be on the same line. And we'll put these up by position. Okay, cool. So where is my background? Right here. We could go out to 4. I feel like that's still going to be readable. Yeah, and then it's a clear close button. It's not great, actually. I prefer it at 3. It looks, I think, a little bit more professional at 3. And maybe it shouldn't disappear if you're hovering over it, but I'm not going to worry about that for now. Okay. It's not too bad. Let's see. Let's move it back to 3. And should we switch? Do you guys think we should switch the close button to be on the right, or do you think it's better on the left? I feel like maybe it's. I think on mobile it's going to be better on the left, right? Because maybe your thumb can hit it. I don't know. But it's standard practice to kind of have buttons on the right, isn't it? I think. I keep getting confused about this. I think so, though. Let's try it. So we're gonna move this guy. Close button. Down here. Save this. And I'm gonna mute myself because I have to sneeze. Nope, I'm good. Okay, I said it, so now I don't have to. Okay, let's try this. Okay, yep. So obviously some of our styles need to change. Let's see. So we have right, left. Okay, so the close icon. Where is the yeah, what is coming into play here? Okay, so it's not that. I'm going to trigger it again. I'm glad I made it last a little bit longer. Oh, I got it. Okay, so for the description, we have to have that say flex grow 1, because I think by default elements aren't going to grow. So it's just not growing to fill up all the space. Nice. So that's better. Does that look a little weird? Yeah, it expands over here. I guess we don't have to actually flex grow it. What we could do instead is on the icon, we could say margin left auto, and then that's going to push it all the way to the right, because that's how margins work with Flexbox. Okay, nice. So that pushes it to the right. Okay, and what happens if we have like a really long message? So let's just double this message size and save and refresh. So there's a max, it looks like there's a max width on this. Okay, max width. Oh yeah, I think Yeah, wait, no, it's not here. Where's our widths? Width, 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 width. Those aren't. Min width, we have min widths. Huh. Well, what's going on with this? This is impossible to debug. Yep, because now it's gone. Maybe it's on the description. No wrap padding. It might have something to do with the min width thing. It is kind of expanding to fit that, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. Let's see. Let's commit what we have so far. So we're gonna say like making our notification lasts longer and new styles. Sure. Commit that. Okay, so let's add it to the page by default. And this should maybe make it easier to debug. Yeah, because it shouldn't, or maybe it is going to go away. Wait, what? Shouldn't it be inserted? Document body, insert, before end, Christini HTML. Oh, message is not defined. Okay, we'll just say blah, blah. Oh yeah, we wanted to make it super long. That's true. Okay, make it super long. Let's refresh. I don't think it'll go away. Oh no, it might. Yeah, it does go away. But then it kind of stays. Let's make it so that it doesn't have these last animations. Or these ones. Oh wait, we gotta delete this one too. Oh yeah, totally. I understand that. I get into that all the time. What are you looking at with the SQL queries? What are you trying to figure out? I'm not sure why this collapsed. I thought we just made it not collapse. What? Oh my goodness. I think, what is happening here? Let's see, it's expanding and it's saying, oh, the staying is not lasting long enough. Oh my goodness. So let's make it, oh wait, no, that's not gonna work. Nothing about what I'm doing is gonna work. I guess we could do stay there. Oh, yeah. Okay, wait. Okay. I don't know what this is, but sure. Let's do that. Okay. So now it should just go, it should just stay. Nice. So it's going to stay for 50 seconds. Okay. So literally just going through documentation and looking at all the different options and just got drawn in, trying to write up some notes about what I want to tackle next in your ORM. You made a rough version of a migration tool so far, so that was neat. That was awesome. Hey, Stormmaker 5, or Stormmakers, how's it going? Salvin, that sounds cool. So you've made like a prototype of the migration tool? You're like, you're used to Python but you're making this tool for Node, right? Or something? Okay, so this should last. So now we should be able to figure out why it has the width that it has. That's awesome. You should totally like publicize that more, because I bet a lot of people who are from like Ruby on Rails or Django backgrounds would love something like that. That's really cool. That's awesome. Okay, so the width on I think it's going to be this min width. So let's refresh, and then let's set a min width on this to be like 1,000 px and make it important. Does it have a min width? Yeah, it has 350. Why does it have 350 if I'm doing an important here? Huh. That's weird. And why is it maxing out? You know, like, shouldn't this description... That's very weird. Like, why isn't this... Maybe this has something on it. Position fixed. I'm like running out of time because the 50 milliseconds isn't long enough. Oh, there we go. What happened there? Oh, the min width 1000 came into effect. Is there someone online that I can paste code that I can trash right after? Is just the best option? I think just is pretty good. Yeah, I would probably use just for that, or I mean, I would use Google Docs. It's not great for code, but I would use it if I needed to like bold some things and write up special notes about it or add comments to it. But yeah, I think those are pretty good options. Just is the one that I default to. Okay, so then when the min width gets set to 1,000, it overwrites it. Well, we're not looking for working code oblivionaire though. Like, no, it's just not. I don't think we're looking for working code. This is just like showing an example. Those are good products. Yeah. No, that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, so we have migrations, create user, and then you have a query, create table if not exist users, and you add all the defaults. It loops through the migrations array at the top. Okay. Okay. So you're adding a series of migrations, and then it's going to try to run them. But like this one, for example, won't run because it has the if statement if there's already users in there. And then, okay, so the query string will be created by the tool. Create migration table. Okay, that'll check if it exists or not. Add migration row. Is existing migration. Sullivan, I feel like you're getting into a really big project right here. No, but this looks awesome. This is kind of a cool API, huh? Where you can just like await it. Right now you're making sure if you create or update tables with columns, it'll actually run and store the information in the database that the migration was already run. That's cool. And then run migrations loops through each of the migrations. Oh, okay, checks to see if it already exists in the database. Okay, because you have the migrations table. And then if it doesn't exist, then you're going to add a migration row, execute the query. Okay, so this will make sure that it doesn't run again. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I actually have a better idea of like how migration systems in general work better from this, because like I knew they were supposed to be stored in the database somewhere or something. I think the migration tool I've used for Meteor, um, it like lets you assign a number to each migration. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you increment the number that you want to the number that you want to run migrations up to, and then it'll run those. So like basically, you have a bunch of migrations in a folder, right? So it's just like files, and then and they're just named like migration 1, migration 2, migration 3, migration 4, and then you put the latest number in that you want to run, and then on the server it checks in the database what was the last index that was run. So if like the last index that was run was five, it's not going to run 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. But if the latest one there is 7, then it will run 6 and 7. Um, so that was kind of a cool way of doing things. But that's the only migration tool I've ever seen. This is kind of cool in that it's going to auto-generate the migrations for you, and then it's going to add them to the database so you can access them there instead of from a file. But there was, I don't know anything about migration tools really. I've only run a few myself, and I'm actually terrified of them. But there was a tool called, yeah, this is the one, Meteor Migrations from Percolate. It's like 2 years old. But yeah, say you would add a migration and you would have an up function and a down function. Oh, okay. So you'll have a hierarchy, like you can say, don't run this unless 4 has already been run. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, this was a super simple API for running migrations. You have to keep track of each index random name per sub app and make sure it's available to update. That makes sense. Um, hmm. Oh, nice. Is it named after like a specific Joan? Or you just like the name? That's really cool though. Okay, so I really don't know what is up with this. I guess, okay, so with the animation, it has to have something to animate to. Joan of Arc, awesome. You were watching a documentary that mentioned her name offhand, and I was like, sure, why not? That's awesome. Um, well, you should totally have like an arc in there somewhere, right? Like name something the arc. I don't even know what is what does the arc stand for? Why do I get this when I'm doing a Google search? This is upsetting. Oh, what's the arc? Yeah. Oh, her father. Okay, so it's a surname. I was wondering if it was like a place or I don't know. Oh, it means bow. Oh, that's cool. Nice. That's a really cool name. I like that. I like that a lot. Um, oh yeah, that's cool. Um, okay, so this needs something to animate into, which is why I think it has the min width, but I don't understand why if I set a min width of 300, that's going to be the actual width, right? Because wouldn't you think that this content would push it to be bigger. It has a min width. It's not a max width. I guess it... Yeah, well, yeah, I just wanted to have... I'm not like too attached to it having like being able to have dynamic content, but it would be kind of nice if it expanded with the content. Oh, it does have a max width on it. Christini has a max width, so that's what's stopping it. So it has a min width and a max width, and the max width and the min width, they're like combating each other. So let's see what happens. So now that we know the answer, let's undo all this crazy stuff that we did. So we'll remove that. Okay, so let's look for the max width. And let's just remove this and see what happens. I think it's probably going to make it look really weird and horrible. Yep, so now it just starts at the max width. Okay, so one thing we can do is we can, I think what we can do is after the animation happens, so I guess at the beginning of stay, we can set max width to auto. I don't know if that's going to work, but we'll try it. So let's do max width auto. It's probably going to look kind of janky. It didn't work at all. Why didn't it work at all? Jeez. So it's frustrating having to do this. Max width still set to 50 the whole time. Maybe you can't set max width. Or wait, no. I bet max width doesn't support auto. Max width CSS. Let's see. There we go. Max width. Okay. Max width. Okay, we got none. Okay, so yeah, auto isn't valid. So we'll do none. Okay, let's see what that does. 1, 2, 3, refresh. Okay. So basically, that's really weird and upsetting, and I'm actually kind of upset at this library for being so hard to use. Like why they're setting a max width and a min width, and they're relying on the min width fighting off the max width enough to like override it. I think that's kind of a little crazy. I think let's see. Where's the overflow hidden? It's on the description. So I think maybe if we even just do width instead of max width here, it might help it out. So let's try that. Because no, I'm not sure. I'm actually totally unsure what this is going to do. Let's try it though. Nope. Okay, so kind of it does the same thing as max width. Okay, so how can we get the... So we have this element. How can we get that to expand to its inner content? What styles? So let's undo this first of all. Okay. Yeah, sure, we can undo that too. Okay. Cool. Okay, so we have position fixed. I actually prefer having this as width instead of max width. We have display flex. So I think this is determining its width. And then we set min width below. And if we remove the width, it's going to expand to be the full width. So how do we get this? I think we can do maybe inline flex. And then we can do, okay, we'll change this back to max width again. So then we'll go down here, and when we're staying, yep, right back here. Okay. We're going to do max width and then none. So maybe I'm just thinking maybe with inline flex it might work more how we're expecting. Nope, not at all. Okay, well, it was worth a shot. Why is this have left and right 0? Isn't that weird? I feel like fixed and margin 0 auto should be enough. Let's try this. Nope, not exactly. So why isn't this centered? This is actually a much more difficult problem than I thought it was going to be. Okay, let's undo all of this, because I'm kind of okay with just giving it a max width. You know, like, whatever. It has a max width. Okay, so add that margin. Okay, so that's where we're at. No local changes. Perfect. Okay, so here, now you just can't have a message that's too long. That's very upsetting, actually. But we can expand it a little bit. Let's turn all the 350s into 400s. Yeah, so we'll just find all of these, change these. We could even make it 450, but actually on mobile, we do 320 is actually decent maximum. Actually, we might make it smaller. Yeah. We might make it smaller because then this is going to fit on mobile, right? So we have a wicked small browser window. Let's see what this looks like. We'll refresh, and then we'll open up the cross. Where's my cross-browser thing? Oh, right here. Okay, so we will open as a pop-up, and then we're gonna decrease the width to 320, which is like pretty much the minimum mobile screen you have to support. It's cut off. I don't know why it's cut off. We just changed the min width to 320. I guess it is obeying that, but it's also trying to fit the content in. So let's decrease the. Or actually, wait. Let's we can do a max width on the description. So let's do max width, and then we're going to do a calc, and we're going to do 100% minus whatever the width of the close icon is. So the close icon why are these separate? I have this close icon thing down here, and I have this close icon thing up here. That should just be on there. Okay. Hopefully that still works. Hopefully I didn't break anything. Okay, so the close icon has a width of 50. So we're just going to say minus 50 for our calc. Okay, cool. Refresh. Boom. Boom. We got it. So we actually went backwards a little bit. We decided not to make it an adaptable width. We decided to set it for a hard limit, which is fine because now on mobile it's going to always look great too. So that's good. So you're not you aren't authorized to save data. Let's see if that fits. And it'll also challenge me to keep my toast notifications short. Can you word wrap it so if it's a longer string, it can be flexible vertical instead? I could, but this is like not an important library. I just want to show a super simple notification to the user. So I'm not like looking to make this like a, like a library I'm going to use. I mean, I might actually use it everywhere because the only thing about it right now is that you have to keep the message short, and I'm kind of okay with that. So the thing I don't like about wrapping is then on mobile it's going to take up like, I don't know, a third of the screen possibly, and I don't like that idea. So I'd rather just enforce this. Okay. Can't. What should the error be here actually? So this is, they called the callback. It could be that they're not logged in, but it could also be trouble saving data. But it's a validation notification and temporary, so maybe that's okay. Yeah, I think so. Or oh, you're saying maybe it's okay to take up a third of the screen? No, I think it would be. I think it would honestly just be a painful process to do that. Like I was planning on just getting this out of the way in an hour, and it's already taken like 2.5. So I'm kind of already overly invested in this. But it is a good idea. I do appreciate the idea. Can't save data on this page. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so we'll do that. And I think it's okay to have it like this. It would be nice to have like an error kind of color. So like to have it be red or have it be black maybe. So let's maybe try that. So let's see. Made it look good on mobile. We'll say better because it doesn't look quite good on mobile. We'll say we'll make it look better on mobile. And then let's see, we're going to have two different styles. So for the options, we'll default to, or no, we're not going to default here because we're not compiling this code using Webpack yet. So we're going to assume we need to use like ES5 code pretty much. So we're going to say we're going to say if options and options.type equals error, then we're going to set this, we're going to set a class, so we're going to say like extra classes equal to an array, and we're going to push something in here. So we're going to say Christini dash dash error. And then inside of these classes, we're going to put this, and we're going to do extra classes join on a space. So we can add extra classes now. And it's not going to get that by default, but it will get that sometimes if the type is set to error. And then we're going to go up here, and we're going to do Christini error. And we want to change all the colors. So let's see where background color is set. It's set on Christini. It's also set on the close icon. And I think that's, we also have to deal with the hover effect. That's a little annoying. That's definitely a little annoying. Geez. Okay, that's fine though. It's not that much of a problem. So we'll say Christini error for the close icon. Whew, it's going to be a lot. Okay, so there's like, I don't know, I want to say like 4 other places we want to use this. So Christini error for this, or wait, no. This one first. Okay, so we're going to grab this. Then we're going to grab this. Okay, and then we're going to grab this one. This is super fun. Writing regular CSS is so much fun after writing Sass. Okay, so we got before, then we got the after, which is also going to have a background color. Okay, and I think this should be it. Okay, cool. So if you've got the error class, then we're going to set the background color to something else. So let's just look at like a cool error notification. And let's just see if maybe there's a nice looking one here with, I don't know, maybe a red background and white text. That one's not bad. We could also just default to, this one's not, I don't know. It's a little like intense, right? I feel like a dark red is nice. Let's see, web app color schemes. Just go to the first one and look at this. Maybe there's something here. I remember when I first looked at this page, because I have searched web app color schemes a lot. They didn't load, like progressively load all the images. It would just load all of them when you first came. And I think so many people visit this page, that they had to add progressive loading and like optimize all their images. This one's pretty good. I like Coral. So E14658. Ooh, that's nice.
Give your streamers flowers.
Yeah. Streamers, you want to meet my wife? This is my wife, Jenny.
Hello. I got flowers for everybody. Happy Friday.
And she bought flowers at the store. Did anyone see?
Am I a hit?
I don't know if anyone's paying attention. Sullivan says, hello, wife Jenny. Yep, it's Jenny. I don't think she saw you though.
I didn't see anybody.
No, you can't see it. You
Yeah.
can, but they could see you.
You married a very technologically savvy person.
Yeah. This is the first time that she's. Oh, she did. Salvin did see you. This is the first time Jenny's ever joined a live stream ever in her whole life.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Thank you for the warm welcome, Salvin. I really appreciate it. Okay. Nice. So now we got that nice background color. Yeah, look at these flowers here. These are some pretty nice ones. We got some blues and some yellows and some roses, some nice deep reds. We should actually use this red for our error notification, huh?
For what?
I'm building like a little error notification right now. So we could use that color for this. This is kind of similar to that. Okay, so yeah, rose is a really good red. Let's see, rose color. I think it's like that, right? Let's see if we can pick that up. And we're going to add that to our close icon. And Salvin's asking how you're doing and if you get bored when I stream.
If I get bored?
Yeah.
I'm usually at work.
She says she's usually at work. She says her wife usually just plugs in her video games on the PlayStation 4.
David wishes.
She says that I wish, because I do wish. Jenny doesn't play video games.
I play Stardew Valley.
She plays Stardew Valley sometimes.
Yeah, and more if you would want to play it more.
And she's guilting me into wanting to play it more. How could she what? Oh wait, I replaced the wrong one. B5. Okay, so this is the rose color. We're going to use a lighter version of the rose color for the main modal. So maybe around there. I don't know, this might be a little too bright. Let's see. We should try out Overcooked. It's a really fun couch game. Okay.
Couch game?
Yeah. I don't know why all of my searches are being redirected to Amazon. That is so weird. No, I feel like it's because of a browser extension. Would you recommend Overcooked or Overcooked 2?
Does that cooking game you're playing?
No. It looks... Oh, this does look fun. Ooh. This looks really cute. Okay. I'll introduce this to her. She will resist at first, but then she will like it. That's what happened with Stardew, too.
Hey, I agreed to Stardew. Giving me a bad name to your streamers.
No, they like you. Who likes Jenny more than they like me already? So wait, you would suggest 2 instead of Overcooked 1? That looks decent, right? Maybe a little bit less saturation here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. and a tiny bit darker. Let's try that. I don't know about this. Okay. You got all of them, but you start with one. So it probably comes in like a pack or something.
When you stream, do people look at your face the whole time?
Yeah, well, my face is in the corner. You can see what it looks like if you want. You want to see? So this is what I look like on the stream?
You're like infinity.
Yeah. And that's you on the stream.
Oh.
Jenny got embarrassed.
I didn't know I was just out there.
Okay, cool. So now we've got to change the, they say hi again. So now we've got to change this color. So we want to say background color to white, and then background color to white. Although, oh, thank you, Salvin.
What?
She says that you're cute and that we match so well.
I think so.
Yeah. Jenny says that she thinks so. She's not much of one for
Like
humility.
our hair length definitely matches.
Yep. Okay, so let's see. Maybe if we give the X some slight opacity, I think 5. And then here, we're going to increase that opacity to 1. And then the hover style for this close icon is going to be, so we'll prepend all of this with like error styles. Error styles. Okay, background color error. So now we just need something for the hover. I think we could actually just opacity this. Yeah, why don't we just opacity to 0.9. Yeah, that might be good.
Are you inventing verbs?
Yes. On a super random note, do you ever use a tool to see what your stuff looks like to colorblind people? I don't. Well, I have this one tool called Contrast up here, and it lets me test colors against backgrounds to see if there's a high enough color contrast ratio for people that are, I think this might address colorblind a little bit. I think it helps slightly, but they just make sure that the contrast of your text against the background is high enough that people who are partially blind or have trouble seeing are accounted for.
I like accessibility.
Jenny likes accessibility, she says. She wants everyone to know.
I like that people are concerned about that.
Yeah. Oh, and she really appreciates that Salvin cares about that. And I think, yeah, I think everyone should care about that, definitely. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, I'll refresh here, see what this looks like. Nice. Looks kind of good. I think we need to increase the opacity of this though. Or decrease. Increase or decrease? Increase? Yeah, increase the opacity. Make it more white. Okay, let's try this. No, it needs to be a pure white. That's unfortunate. You're really kicked into high gear after the debacle with Domino's to solve issues with your own stuff. It's not okay that they need to go to court to get a site to work for them. Are you a pro or do you do that for fun? Am I a pro at what? I've been doing web development for like 10 years, but I would still consider myself not a pro because I learn new things like every day. But on the same front, I would consider maybe like a few people an actual pro. I think maybe I want to go darker with this when I hover. But yeah, what exactly are you asking if I'm a pro at? Oh, you're new. Okay, that's cool. You only know HTML5 and CSS. Well, you should check out this framework that I'm working on because it's meant for people who only know HTML and CSS. And it lets you build web applications with just HTML and CSS. But actually, if I'm being totally honest, I don't think you should start with this framework because I think you'd be better off learning something more mainstream. If you just have like fun playing around with this framework, I think it's fine. But I think if you want to get a job or something like that, you'd probably be better off learning about JavaScript. Or it depends on what you want to do. Like, what are you interested in doing? Do you want to build client websites? Do you want to build WordPress websites? Do you want to build like dashboards, business dashboards? Do you want to get into like analytics? Do you want to get into AI? You like design. Oh, cool. And you have a website. That's awesome. So you know a little bit more than just HTML5 because you've deployed to Netlify. Oh, this is nice. Oh, that's cool. Did you do that transition? Is this built on like Squarespace or something? No, it's not built on Squarespace because you just said it's on Netlify. This is cool. I like that. So you click this, that all shifts over, and then you have home, my story, portfolio, skills, contact. So one thing I can tell, so this is nice. Okay, nice. You got a portfolio. Do you do illustrations? Yeah, it looks like you do illustrations. That's awesome. I'd say this is pretty impressive for a beginner. So one thing I can tell is that this image is huge. So let's look at this image. So if we get the info, oh, it's only 0.5 MB. That's still pretty big though. So let's see if we can optimize this. If we just download this and then we say tiny PNG, we can optimize this without any loss in quality. So if we just drag it here, it's going to say like it saved 50% or something of the size. And then we can compare the images. Oh yeah, so it saved 80% of the size. So Villain, I would strongly recommend you do this because like if someone tries to load your website on a mobile phone or something, it's not going to load quickly. But if you optimize your images using this really free service, you can optimize it by 80%. And if I open up that new image, let's compare the quality of this to this. There's really very little difference. So you can notice very little difference between these two images. But the second image, this image, is 20% of the size of the original image. I just noticed because when I first loaded up the site, even though I'm on very fast internet, it paused at loading the image. And since this is the only content you have there, tiny PNG, but you can also do tiny JPEG, but they both go to the same place, I think. Yeah, they both go to the same place, and then you can just upload stuff. It's one of the best image optimizers I've found. That's awesome, dude. I think this is really cool. You do want to, I think, yeah, that's a cool transition. You want to give some indication that this is clickable. So when someone hovers over this, I would change the color of it or rotate it or something, just so people know they can click on it. Also add a cursor pointer style to it so that it looks clickable, because right now I don't know when my mouse is over it or not because there's no pointer clicker. And then the other thing is, so this is a really cool transition. And this is really nice. I would optimize all of these images because these are all huge, I can tell. I really like this image though. I use this for one of my own profiles, this breathe image. I would make these icons bigger. And I would also, yeah, again, when you click on this, there should be some kind of sign that you're heading back, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely like shrink them a little bit so they're going to look good, I'd say, on like a 14, what do you call it? Like a 1400 pixel monitor, like at double the size. So maybe maybe downsize them all to around like 2000 or 3000 pixel width, and then run them through tiny PNG. And that should get you down to like somewhere around 100 or 200 kilobytes instead of where they're at now, where I think they're probably like 1.2 megabytes. And even though this is a pretty powerful machine, it's still lagging this machine. So on mobile, which I'm not sure if this works on mobile. It looks like it kind of does. Not really. But on mobile, it would be super slow. Yeah. But, I mean, this is an awesome site, dude, honestly. Or I don't know if you're a dude, but, you know, whoever you are, I think that's really cool that you created that, and you should be really proud of yourself. I'm sure that took like a ton of work, so yeah, definitely be happy with that. That's really cool. Okay, so I want to go into the background error color and just make this a little bit darker. Yeah, totally. Okay, so I do want to make it a little bit one darker, but also lighter saturation. I'm not sure if this is going to look okay. I hope my intuition's right. A little bit lighter, I think. Ay. Maybe there. You should go to a few meetups. Oh yeah, you might even meet Solvin there. Okay, that looks pretty good. I guess the X might be a little bit too harsh for me. It's not too bad. What do you guys think about this? So these are fairly pleasing colors, do you think? Maybe a little bit darker on the main notification. Let's try that. Nope, a little bit less. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Huh. I don't know, there's like some mismatch between this X and this over here. I think I'm gonna work backwards a little bit from this color. And 3, 4, 5, 2. Okay, maybe this will be a little bit better. I feel like this is gonna be too intense. No, that's not bad. I like that. Maybe a little bit lighter though. Not quite that much. I feel like this might be good. That's not bad. Okay, and I think this is it right here. Jeez. Just to get the color right. Yeah, I feel like that's nice. Cool. Thanks to Mesa. Yeah, it's not too bad, right? And then you can show regular notification if you just remove this type. So now if we refresh, and you do that, and the close button works either way. Nice. Temesa, you were the one that suggested using this toast notification, right? This library? Yeah, so now only one will pop up at the same time. Okay, cool. So this, oh, it wasn't you. Oh, okay. Okay, so we're gonna say we added extra styles to this, and then we're gonna publish it as in npm package, so we can include it in our main library. Okay, so let's see, added error type for notification. Okay, boom, push that out. Okay, so now we need to create an npm library, npm publish package. No, no problem. No, absolutely. That's awesome. Okay. For package JSON npm init name version main. Okay. Exports test. Okay. Readme. I guess we'll create a Readme. I mean, it'll take a second, right? So readme.md, and we'll say Crostini, a super simple toast notification. And then we're going to say this. What do we do? You import it like this, and then you do this, show an error alert, or show an error notification, show a regular notification, okay, cool. So we got a README, and we'll commit that, push that out, and creating and publishing unscoped package name. create your package. Okay. npm init package JSON. Create a readme and write the code. And it's just npm publish, really. Okay. npm publish. Okay, so now we should be able to, I think, go over here into the Remake framework and do npm install Crostini. Okay, so now we installed Crostini. So now we should be using the one that is on the site. So let's make sure that's on npm. So let's go into node modules and let's do an ls ln, I think. And let's look for Crostini. Here it is. ls symbolic link. LSLA. Okay. So LSLA. I don't know what LN does actually. I made it generic, so anyone can use it. I actually like a regular hobby of mine is just to like search GitHub for like amazing toast notification pop-ups, and over I can't find one that I really like, and this one I like more than the other ones. So I just like want a super simple one that doesn't take up a lot of space and looks nice out of the box. And there's so many that have like jQuery dependencies, or don't look nice, or use weird colors, or like don't look good on mobile. Like there's a million tiny little things. So it's just nice to have. I don't know, one that I built, I guess. Okay, so let's clear this. We'll do this, and then we'll search for Crostini. Okay, and it looks like so it is getting it from the from npm. So now if I let's just add that just to make sure it's recompiling or whatever. Okay, so oh yeah, I need to start the server again. So npm run dev. 1, 2, 3, refresh. Okay, go here, and it did not work. So network save success false reason not authorized, and just nothing, huh? Okay, I don't know, let's put a debugger here. Refresh. Save. Again, nothing. Why? Why? What just happened? It just duplicated a package JSON, so now I have 2 package JSONs? What? What just happened? What is going on with Sublime? Okay, let's see. Quitting Sublime, opening Sublime, back to just 1 package JSON. Let's try revealing this in the sidebar. Okay, main.js. Let's try again. No callback. Okay, let's put a debugger here. Okay, good. So finally. Oh, you know what it did? So I know what happened. We're not getting the default save callback because the version of Remake we're using isn't using that. Because we did an npm install, it overwrote all of our local links. So we need to go do npm link remake JS. Now we can start the server. Okay, so someone says, can't wait to grasp this volume of stuff on Docker. Apparently when you use Hyper-V, hypervisor, you can't use virtual boxes anymore. So you legit can't work on your stuff until you set all this up. Oh man. Well, that's some good pressure to work on it, huh? Okay, so now we should be getting into the debugger inside of the save function. Let's see. Nice, we are. And if we search for Crostini, we do get it, I guess. Yeah, because it's compiled by parcel. Okay, so let's just save this, refresh, enter, and boom. So now we've got a little tiny toast package that I think will look okay on mobile. And it can show errors or it can show regular alerts. And it's not built into the front-end part, the front-end framework for Remake, but it is built into the full stack part of Remake, which is the part that I'm considering publishing and getting the word out about. So that took significantly longer than I thought it was going to. I think that's it for today. I apologize, this is a really short stream. I know I've only been streaming for like 2 hours or maybe 2.5 hours. But I have a lot of stuff to get to, so I'm sorry. That's all for today. If you make a super remake hub in the future, you can help with DevOps and other stuff. We got DevOps going. Oh man, sorry, Johnny Clueless. I will definitely try to stream more next week. Tamesa, see you later. So great for you to stop by. Thank you all for stopping by. Yeah, I don't think I'll stream this weekend, but you never know. Maybe I'll pop in for an hour or two. But yeah, I'll see you guys definitely next Thursday and Friday. Even though the #1 video game tournament in the world is happening next week, and I'm going to be missing games for you guys, I will still stream. Okay, so I'll see you then. Have a good weekend, everyone. And I'll see you later.